I'm supposed to record some kind of audio. And you know, people are telling me I'm a noob at this. I don't get that. Like, I'm really good at stuff. I'm really smart, and I'm not just a noob. So what do I do here?
Well, you could always ask the doctor, Rigby, because I am not a noob. I am a pro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher Zoom. Today I have with me Brit.
Hello.
And today we are entering the second half of the Peter David's Captain Mar-Vell. This is the one that I knew very well, much better than the first half, aside from the first 6 issues, because I had the trades of all. This is the one, aside from the first 6 issues, none of the other first half was ever traded until the omnibus. These, though, everything from this point onward was traded, and I had all those traded, signed by the man himself. I know Jared's probably like, hey, is it my fault?
You're just a very lucky fan.
Yep. But yeah, so now we're jumping in. Wait, basically the You Decide contest I brought up before had happened. And actually, 1 second, I'm hearing my smoke alarm beeping. I got to stop it, otherwise it's going to drive me nuts.
Okay.
Hate when that happens. Anyway, so yeah, the You Decide contest happened. They decided to relaunch this, prove that Peter David wasn't just a bunch of pop culture reference and everything. And he would win. He would win that bet, but at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
And now, also, this arc is going to be the last we'll be seeing of Crisscross.
Oh, okay.
Yep, but yeah, so let's just dive right in, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
You've had this experience in dreams. You must have. In the dream, something bad's happening. Really bad. Naturally, you want to stop it. So the first thing you do is try and scream. Maybe as a warning to someone else in the dream. Or maybe because you know on some level that you're dreaming and figure the scream will wake you up. But you can't make a noise. Your throat's all closed up. You can't get so much of a squeak out. And then the worst part, the bad stuff happens. And it all unfolds in like slow motion. You see it all happening. You can't do a damn thing about it. That's kind of what's happened on the night Captain Mar-Vell went nuts. I didn't know it. I didn't know it was going to happen. No one, in no way I could have. This doesn't mean I stopped blaming myself for it. My name's Rick Jones, by the way. If the name sounds familiar, it's because I got a history of screwing up people's lives and turning them into monsters and getting them blown up or molecularly disassembled or what have you. So blaming myself is something that I've had a ton of practice. Captain Mar-Vell and I, Genis is the other name he goes by, kind of share space. In this case, molecular space. When Marv is out and I'm out and about in the world, I wind up in the subatomic universe called the microverse, and vice versa. We switched out when whoever's on the outside bangs together the negabands we have on our wrist. The microverse is generally pretty quiet, good place to hang out in. When something isn't trying to kill you, that is. Wee-ah! The bottom line with me, though, is I'm a normal guy. Captain Mar-Vell is not. His late father was also called Captain Mar-Vell. Genis, or Marv as I call him, was produced in a sort of immaculate conception, courtesy of some far-out alien technology. Despite his appearance, in chronological time, he's really only a few years old. All his memories of growing up were implants and never really happened. I kind of envy him that. He can manipulate photonic energy, which he absorbs from starlight in a whole bunch of different ways. But his wacky ability is cosmic awareness. It's so overwhelming a power that it's taken him months of meditation and concentration to even hope to be able to access it properly. So in other words, he's finally gone through all that training Moondragon wanted him to do.
Oh, okay.
But without her.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the night he went insane, he was positive that he finally had the knack of it. Just goes to prove the old saying, little knowledge is a dangerous saying. Kid's name is Tyler. Never caught his last name. but you've seen the scenario a million times in all the just say no advertising. I couldn't figure out why Marv was interested in this particular exchange going down in one of LA's seedier sections. I mean, not that I'm casual about drug buys. What makes this one stand out? So I asked Marv, and in response, well, it really made me feel tons better. He says, I don't know. And I go, that's really useful, Marv. And he goes, I see all of creation, Rick. And believe it or not, the cosmos knows what it's doing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, would we? Now, you can't really argue with that with vague comments and belief in an uber father knows best philosophy. But you know what else you can't argue with? Results. Part of me would like to believe that all drug dealers are demon monsters from space or hell or whatever. It's certainly more comforting a notion that humans would actually do crap like that to each other. Well, more comforting to me at any rate. Sadly, that's not the case. But Marv's cosmic oneness deal caused him to zero in on this little transaction. Really makes you wonder, you know. Not long ago, I experienced my own personal miracle. The condition I was healed through what I still think was divine intervention. Marv brushed aside the whole notion, chalked it up to science. Yet here he is, firmly convinced that the cosmos is a living, breathing entity that's tapped into him and helping him call the shots. So I'm figuring, you know, it's like the old poem about the 6 blind men and the elephant. These blind guys each were touching an elephant to learn what an elephant was like. One guy feels the trunk and thinks the elephant's like a snake, but another feels the tusk and he goes, no, the elephant's like a spear. The elephant's ears make another guy think the elephants are like fans, and so on and so on, each coming away with a different impression of what an elephant's like. Maybe God's like an elephant, and we're all the blind men, each coming away with a different perception of the same thing. So I suggest the notion to Marv. All he says is, why are these men feeling up an elephant? That sounds rather creepy. I have to admit, the man's got a point.
True. Yeah.
You know, that is a weird thing. Like, why are they feeling it up? Then Marv gets another flash of awareness. Explosive, it turns out. A bunch of them, strapped to the chest of a woman in a foreign land where no one gets to feel a moment's safety. I'm sorry, I'm needed elsewhere. There's questions I'd like to ask you, Motovians. I wish I could understand, but I have no time, and I can't just leave you to ruin the lives of other children. The scene lets out a scream that sounds like the tire of 5 tractors trailers screeching to a halt. And when the light clears, I go, geez, Marv, you killed him? Marv goes, yes. And so I go, Marv, we talked about killing, about life being precious. And he goes, I know. So I don't see any point in having that talk again. Don't try forcing on me some grand human viewpoint of the right and wrongs of taking lives, Rick. First of all, I'm an alien. Not only do I not share your belief, I don't even pretend to understand them. And second of all, considering what you people do to yourselves, I don't think you understand them either. Oh, woman is considering it. She sees a small infant just breastfeeding. She's hesitant, but then sometimes you gotta wonder, you know, just go through the minds of people like that. Are they afraid? Is there a moment of doubt? Do they ever hesitate? Probably not. They're fanatics. Go argue with fanatics. Marv grabs her before she realizes what's happening, and about 5 seconds later, there's 1,000 feet in the air. All right, I've erected a shield around myself. So you wish to blow yourself to bits? Now, feel free. I won't stop you. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I trust the irony of the moment is not lost. So Marv brings her back down, boundless, of course, and suddenly he's heading skyward, and I have to be elsewhere. No time to wait, he says. I go, wait for what? Then I hear the gun go off. We're a half mile moving fast, but I can still see it though. Marv's eyes, and I say, my God, you knew that was going to happen, and you didn't stop it? And he goes, I knew it might happen. It was one of several possibilities, but I have to be elsewhere, and I couldn't hang about until the future decided which way it was going to go. Sounds so cold, so certain, so fanatical. People think fanatics, they think of screaming and waving arms and shouting slogans, but the real fanatics are calculating and cold as space, and then they go boom. I think that's when I first realized Marv might go boom. I can't see, said he saying, is someone there? I want to go home. I want to see my mother. Been hurting for hours. She'll make the hurting stop. I'll take you home. I promise. Thank you. What was the point of this? I don't know. Out of everything going on in the whole damn cosmos, this was the most important thing happening? I don't know. I mean, okay, if we got in here before whatever this whole space battle happened, maybe then I don't know, okay? How many times, how many ways do you want me to say it? I had to be here. I don't know why. And I just have to trust that there's a reason, all right? Marv, chill, okay? I didn't mean to. What do you want from me, Rick? Huh? My blood? My life? My soul? Well, what do you want from me? Marv, I'm sorry, okay? Let's just drop it. I can't drop it. Don't you get that? The universe, it's twisting and folding endlessly back on itself, and all things are possible. It's this gargantuan tapestry, and I can see all the threads, and every thread that I pull on, I can see all the ways it affects other threads onto infinity. And then he gets really quiet. He goes, "Don't worry, Rick. This isn't like before when I saw all different possibilities and couldn't distinguish between what was and what might be. I have it under control. Cosmic awareness is just a tool. That's all. So I'm wondering how big a tool I'd have to be to believe that." And then he goes, "Oh, Grozit." He tells me that he's seeing two things, two places he's needed right now, in the opposite direction from one another. In one place, a race called the Badoon is swarming in invasion upon a helpless Arganian world. The Badoon are ruthlessly efficient. Every passing minute means another 1,000 deaths. And another, a young alien female is about to be beaten to death by her angry boyfriend. And in the meantime, here's Marv, unable to be in two places and hauling a corpse for good measure. And he whispers, "I'm sorry," although I'm not sure who he's apologizing to. Maybe the girl, maybe the corpse, maybe both. And I go, "Marv, you sure?" And he goes, "There's no real choice here, Rick. Thousands of lives versus one. No choice at all." And I go, "If we're really in a universe tapestry of infinite options and possibilities, like you're saying, I think there's no such thing as no choice." He goes, "Fine, Rick, you go right on believing that." I never actually find out why the Badoon attacked this world. Could have been anything, I suppose. Natural resources that the world offered. Fodder for slavery. Hell, I don't know. Maybe they're like that Warner Brothers cartoon, Martian, and the planet was blocking their view of Venus. In the long run and the short run, it doesn't matter. In comes Marv, guns blazing. In comes the Badoon ship, their own guns blazing. But Marv, he can manipulate the photonic energy in a lot of different ways, defensively and offensively. He can be as precise as a laser beam, or in this case, go for a kind of battering ram effect, like Space Ghost, except his voice is higher and there's no damn monkey. And Marv, all he keeps on saying is, I'm sorry, like a mantra. And I'm going, "Marv, get your head in the game." But it's like his mind's a million miles away. And then he's going, "You understand, Rick, right? You understand?" I'm going, "Yeah, of course I do. Except I'm not sure what's going on." And he's all, "I'm sorry, I blew up at you before. And I'm apologizing because, I should have been more supportive instead of second guessing him. Except I'm not sure he's hearing me. Oh, she is dead."
Yeah.
Yep, the Badoon are on the one. They were expecting this to be a cakewalk. They don't have the firepower or the stomach for the resistance they've hit. The natives are getting into it too. And that's when it happened. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? And it all spills out of him. It all presents itself to him. All the threads of the tapestry intertwining with one another. This girl, this alien girl, the one he didn't save. When she reached adulthood, had she lived, that is, to have reached adulthood, a rough childhood, her own brushes with death would have forced her into the greatest peacekeeper in the known history of the known galaxy. Through sheer force of will, charisma, compassion, she would have been able to ally all races. Ancient enmities would have been set aside. A new era of galactic tolerance and worship of peace would have been born. So unlike you would have in such a time of harmony been, that would have literally been dubbed the Age of Miracles. She was the most special female of our age, perhaps of any age. Many would claim that her birth was divinely inspired, although she'd always deny it. My fault. Oh, my fault. That's all I keep saying. The whole journey back to Earth. I try to tell him it's not. I try to tell him he can't be everywhere. Over and over and over again, I tell him he can't be responsible for everything that might or might not happen throughout the galaxy. And then he says, yes, I am. There's an earthquake hitting in Tokyo, and in Alpha Gamma 2, a traffic accident is about to claim the life of an innocent boy who, if he doesn't die, becomes a mass murderer. The Badoon are regrouping, and the Emperor of Tao Kento is about to have an affair that that will cause his wife to commit suicide. But for the war that I scream his name. He doesn't hear me or anything. I know one phrase of Latin, exactly one. I don't know why I remember it. The nuns in the orphanage where I grew up taught it to us as part of our class of ancient history. It goes, Quem Deus vult, and per de demental prius, whom the gods wish to ruin, they first drive mad. And as I shout at Marv in impotent desperation, I keep thinking that Marv got cosmic awareness exactly wrong. It's not what you see, and that you see the entirety of all creation, is that the entirety of creation sees you. And if, for some reason, it doesn't like what it sees, then God help you. Unless, of course, he's busy driving you mad, in which case, you're on your own. How's that for the start?
It was a very quiet, like it has the action and everything, but it feels very, yeah, mellow at the
And this
same
is going to
time.
start a long story arc that, I'll be honest, does go on a bit too long.
Oh, really?
You'll see. Oh, and Alex Ross gets involved.
Oh, yay. Love Alex Ross 5.
Mm-hmm. Damn it! You know, I've had crappy months before. But to beat this one, you have to go back to when I was dying of cancer. Because everything else has been a cakewalk compared to this. I'm Rick Jones. I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do is get myself into more piles of trouble than any 10 human beings put together. Okay. Now I just have to pretend that the wind isn't trying to brush me off of here. That the sheer act of breathing doesn't feel like millions of pins in my lungs. That I'm not going to fall to my death searching for a wise man named Shinga Doom, who might be the only one who can get my butt out of the microverse. If I can convince myself of all that, then I'm totally screwed. Hi. You wouldn't happen to be Shinga Doom, would ya? And if I were, I'm not saying I am, mind you, but if I happen to be, what of it? Oh, then I suppose to tell you that Siffrin Freud of the Outer Rim Colonies bids you greeting and hell, all right, falling to your death will accomplish nothing. I am Shinga Doom. My, you're a fragile little thing. Come, let's get you somewhere that you will not freeze to death, and you will tell me what insane bravado has led you here. Well, posh, it's definitely not. On the other hand, at least he's not screaming, Wendigo, and trying to eat me, so I figured I'm ahead of the game. So let me see if I understand you correctly. You are molecularly bonded with this Captain Marvel, whose exploits here in what you are called the microverse are not unknown to me, except he is presently out in your universe while you remain here. And approximately a month ago, he had a sort of breakdown. Is that correct? Pretty much. He has this cosmic awareness power. It just overwhelmed him. He just went totally catatonic. I tried to bring him out of it for days. Literally. That's all my existence consists of. I ate, I slept, and I yelled at Marv. Yelled, pleaded, cursed, sobbed, tried everything. And then finally, I hit the right words to say. Stupid that I didn't think of it earlier. I said to him, what would your father say if he saw you like this? You know, I read somewhere that most of American fiction has, as its main theme, a son or a daughter seeking the approval of his or her father or father figure. I can't speak for literature, but that's sure true enough for Marv's case. If there's one thing he takes seriously, it's living up to the name of his father. Didn't happen instantly, took the better part of the day, but eventually he was on his feet. I begged him at that point to bang the bands, get me back to my universe, the macroverse for lack of a better term. But all he said was, discipline. And from there, it got weirder. War Journal, October 15th, 2002. Tome's trail has been a slippery one, but I finally caught up with him in Detroit. The problem is, I've no desire to kill Thomas. Not yet, at any rate. It's the name of his employer I want. Unfortunately, he's being unreasonable about the situation. Listen to me, Thomas. I'm willing to cut you a serious break here. It's not often I tell someone who shot at me that I'm willing to let them walk. Yeah, not often, Punisher. Like maybe never. How stupid do you think I am? On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 3, 2, 1, 0. Smoke grenade should flush him out. Then we can chat like civilized killers. Oh, wonderful. Where did he come from? Must have hid in the dumpster when the shooting started. Drop the gun, Frank! I mean it! We're on a first name basis, are we? Drop it! Drop it or I'll kill him! You kill him, you join him, Don't let him kill me, man. Oh, God, please don't. You're not walking away, Thomas. You're one of them hero types, right? You gotta save me. You're a hero, right? Pray not. Don't worry. I am. A hero, that is, in the classic noble warrior sense, rather than, say, the sandwich sense. Just so we're clear on that, I'm still learning the peculiars of your language and would prefer to avoid confusion. What are you, nuts? If you mean in the hard shell dried fruit sense, or in the dense and device used to light a screw sense, no. No, I'm not. If you mean the sense of insane, mad, crazy, I believe I am, yes. Oh boy, look at that! That is gorgeous!
Yes, it is. I'm really liking this art.
Again, it's still crisscross, but it's the coloring, and we'll see this color throughout this entire run.
Okay. Well, I love the coloring.
Yep, the color is oh, we'll see it later. It's like he's talking more to himself than to us, like he's a million miles away. A lot of these super types are a few bricks shy, but I think this guy's missing a whole fireplace. Rick used to clarify shadings of meaning for me, but his voice is just a bit buzzed lately. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Human shield. Very effective. Well, what the? Your human shield is named Sid Fisher. He was 5 years old. He smothered his baby sister in her crib. Looked like a crib desk. It gnawed at him. He liked the power trip. When he was 14, he tried to rape a girl down the block, but he couldn't perform, so he beat her to death with a baseball bat. Known child molester in the neighborhood got blamed for it. He's still in jail. Sid's been fairly sedated since then, but the beast within grows hungry. In fact, he's got his eye on a little social worker of his acquaintances. He imagines what it'd be like with her rising under him, screaming for help that will arrive too late, if at all. Isn't that right, Sid? Lie to me, I'll kill you. Yes, it's all true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I calmly said. The important thing is you told the truth. Wham! And the truth shall set you free. Okay, we've definitely got a situation here. Sudden moves, just follow his lead. There it goes again. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Do you hear it? Should I? Suppose not. But it just gets fainter and fainter. Nothing to really concern myself with. Thomas, hold it! No, he gets to live. Are you insane? I could swear that we covered that. Maybe you don't realize it, but that guy's a hitman, a mass murderer. So are you. Meaning, I want to learn from you. Pardon? You wish to learn from him, you say. Let me guess. You wish to learn discipline? You got it. See the Punisher? Frank Castle, his real name is. He's a one-man war on crime. I'm vigilante justice. Got some serious issues, you know. Used to be a soldier. Apparently that's what Mar found so interesting about this guy. He said the Punisher went about his business in an organized, ruthless fashion that he found appealing. And you were able to perceive all this? Yeah, that part of the link is still intact. I see the world through Marv's eyes. Used to be we talk to each other, talk up a storm. But now I'm doing all the talking and I've got no idea if he's listening or even he hears me. Not unlike God. Yeah, not un. And that was about the time I decided I had to get off the backwater planet where I was hanging out. I looked upon a cargo transporter who agreed to let me work my way to the Galaxian Center, one of the central business hubs of the microverse. I was to caretake a collection of rare animals bound for a zoo. I figured, great, I love animals. I love them a lot less now. Ah! That's a lot. That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Once I got there, I started asking around. It's a damn good thing the negabands enabled me to understand just about any language, or I've been totally lost. I figured if Marv wasn't going to trigger the change, I needed to find some way to either to make him do it or get out myself. And I figured, you can find anything at Galaxian Center. Half the people I spoke had no clue what I was even talking about. Most of the others didn't know how to help. And then your name started coming up repeatedly. The go-to guy when there's no one else to go. And what was happening with your associate, Captain Mar-Vell, during this time? War Journal, October 31st. This has been the most surreal 2 weeks of my life. My alien visitor has been reading every volume on war strategy, everything I've got, studying every facet of my operation. Of course, I made clear my reluctance to let him do this by emptying 5 rounds into him. He just scowled and said, please don't do that again. So what now? It's not as if I can call in the Avengers. Also, he keeps talking about this cosmic awareness, this supposed ability to see the future or possible future, an ability he said he could pass on in some part to me. Imagine being able to know when or where crime will happen, stop the mess instead of cleaning up after it. Maybe he's just blowing smoke. Thomas has vanished, and I'm no closer to finding who his employer was than Shelton Hemmings. What? Shelton Hemmings, Thomas's employer. That's why who you wish to locate, is it not, Mr. Castle? But how would you? Since the time has passed, that Thomas is convinced you're no longer following him. He has reported to his employer, one Shelton Hemmings, 423 North Ford Street. Hemmings, he owns half a dozen used car dealerships. No record at all. Straight as a razor. He is. What's the phrase? Oh, yes, a front. Apparently, you unwittingly interfered with some of his more profitable operations, and he sicks Thomas on you. You sure? As sure as I am of anything. That's no answer. Yes, it is. Just not the one you wish to hear. Fine. Then we'll pay Hemmings a little visit, and if Thomas is still around, you will not kill him, Mr. Castle. Now or ever. The hell I won't! Andre Thomas, 2 weeks from now, will be arrested in Illinois and sent to jail. There, he will find God, seek and find forgiveness, and become a jailhouse preacher. He will do great good single-handedly lowering the decisiveness rate of the prison population in Joliet. By 20 years hence, he will be freed and live a life of piousness and community service before dying in a hit and run at the age of 73. Do not touch him, Mr. Castle, or I will hurt you. Fine. Halloween. Never seen the point of it. Dress kids as incarnations of evil and send them around as beggars. Still, everything has its uses. Happy Halloween! Trick or treat. Well, aren't you gentlemen a bit old for trick or treat? We're here to have a little chat. I certainly don't see the purpose of it. I don't know what sort of game you're playing at, but I don't play games. I'm here because of you. He doesn't care why you're here. Your single-mindedness of purpose is laudable, Mr. Castle. It's a trait I most wish to emulate, and why I've been studying you. Even your methods, however, are time-consuming. Look to your likely future, Mr. Hemming. See it laid out before you. Do not reach for your gun, Mr. Castle. It won't be necessary. Where's he going? To kill his 8-year-old son. What? You'd be ill-advised and if he are... Daddy, you like my costume? Daddy? The child's shriek is louder than even than my gun. Had I been close enough, I might have been able to tackle Hemmings. As it was, I had no choice. No choice, kid. You see that, don't you? No, Mr. Castle, he doesn't see. Now, his father, he saw what his son was going to grow up into. He saw what it meant for him. And now, see what it means for you. I promise you future sight, Frank Castle. Enjoy it for a brief time and decide for yourself if it's a gift or punishment. Do you know what he saw? Yeah, I was able to figure it out by what happened next. He saw the kid, all grown up. The kid was killing him. Real slow. Frank Castle saw his own death. A death swathed in vengeance. How did he take it? Like a man. A man who broke down and sobbingly begged an 8-year-old not to kill him. Not his finest moment. Why do I tend to doubt your account of the incident's resolution? It seems more likely that one as ruthless as his punisher, if he felt threatened, would simply, I wouldn't follow that thought to its conclusion if I were you. I prefer the story this way. Understood. You'll speak no more of it. Yep, you're a wise man, all right. Why didn't I have to know how to solve my problem? Oh, yes. Yes, it's quite simple. Here's all you need to do. Like, what the hell? Something just crushed him. It freaking crushed him. Sounded like an anvil on a watermelon. But there's nothing here. There's nothing freaking here. Accept your fate, Richard Joe. Do not seek aid from other innocent creatures, lest they suffer as this one did. The universe filled with ever-changing possibilities. The destiny of Captain Mar-Vell is sealed, and there's nothing you nor anyone else can do to alter it. Who are you? Did you have something to do with Mars breakdown? Answer me! Who the hell are you? I am no one. Again,
Wow.
just issue 2.
Yeah, it's very, as I said, very mellow, but at the same time, it's a lot of action and it just blows up in your face.
It does. And again, the art is gorgeous.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about Punisher in this?
Very So I don't know much about Punisher. So it
Okay, it depends on the writer for some cases, but I'll say this: I don't think he killed the kid, but I doubt he begged either. I think he might have threatened the kid, but nothing more.
yeah. So I mean, if I was familiar with the character, I was like, well, that's Punisher. But
Mhm. I get you. Now look
yeah,
at this cover.
loving the cover.
It's Alex Ross, and we're gonna get a new costume. This is gonna be his costume for the majority of this series, and it's a throwback to Mar-Vell's first costume.
Oh, real nice.
Yep. I don't see the. I didn't. I don't see the invading ships firsthand. Kree ships that converge on the planet Topet, a world that has the misfortune to be strategically placed in relation to the Skrull Empire. But he senses it, so I sense it down and sense them. That's how attuned we become. For all the bright good it's done me. Captain Envod, front and center. Yes, Colonel. Tell me again about these Topeds. Fierce race, Colonel Sharp. Warlike instinct. Primitive weaponry in comparison to ours, but they're well garrisoned and quite aggressive. I see. Then perhaps you won't answer your question for me, Captain Bod. Yes, Colonel. Where in the Palma are they? We passed outposts on 2 of their moons, both deserted. Here is clearly a fortress, yet they are nowhere to be seen. It's just 2 possibilities, Colonel. Either some mishap has befallen them, or this is a trap to lure us in. My thoughts exactly, Captain. See what and that you find out which it is before it's too late. They come pouring through the fortress, looking for whatever they can find. He knows what knows about it, of course, which means I know about it, even though he's miles away and I'm even further. Captain, we have someone. And what? Just who or what would this someone be? Speak, fool! It's fool. Captain Anbot is addressing you. Pardon my saying so, Captain. But I think these topes are overrated. I was expecting some fight from. He looks at us. He looks at us, and he knows. He knows. And damnation! And stop this display at once. Don't you know that we're here to conquer you? Conquer us if you wish. We've no objection, none. If it would drive away the starry one with the eye and with the eyes cold as death. Please, 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 please. A fierce warlike race, Captain Bod. Not exactly living up to the billing, are they? Colonel, this specimen just tossed 2 of my men around as if they were sticks. The Topet don't lack for ability, but something has them in thrall, in terror. Something, what did he say? Cold as ice, cold as death? I know about ice and death. I've had plenty of the former, and the latter's pouring straight towards me. My name is Rick Jones. Actually, considering my situation, my name's Mud. Interesting bit of trivia. The phrase actually comes from one Dr. Samuel Mudd, who treated John Wells Booth after Booth was injured fleeing from putting a cap in Lincoln's skull. Mudd was arrested and imprisoned. Later, he was pardoned, but it made no difference. The people hated him because he was associated with Booth, and the name Mudd came to mean anyone with a rotten reputation. Isn't that interesting? I'm associated with someone too, Captain Mar-Vell. I switched places with him when he bangs together the nega bands on his wrist, which he hasn't done. Not for 2 months, give or take. Today marks the 28th day. I think that I've been stuck here. This place was supposed to give me a clue how to get out of the microverse. The place I cool my heels, literally it seems, while Marv is out in the real world. Instead, it's become my prison. Excuse me, have you heard of a huge, hairy individual who lives hereabouts? I was seeking him out. He's supposed to be the wisest being that ever. He's dead. I came looking for him myself. Then he got killed by my jailer. Your jailer? I see. Well, actually, I don't. But first things first, do you have anything to eat around here? Doom. That was the answer to my first question, actually. The name of the wise one I was seeking. So I explained to her that, by startling coincidence, the answer to her second question is identical to the first. It's cold, so he kept rather well. Shinga Doom seemed quite rational in life, so in death, seemed fitting I'd ration him. And while my guest gets used to the idea, the Kree are finding that and something is foul here. Truly foul. That stench. It appeared to have been killed by some sort of pulse blast. At a guess from weapons similar or even identical to their own. Captain Bod, this is not only a health hazard, but the aroma is quite appalling. Attend to it. Unit 3, Inferno setting. On my order. Now! From his place of harmony, Marv sees the fire burning. He knew they would do it. Doesn't bother him. Nothing bothers him. He has the utter calm and focus of the truly insane. The kind of disordered mind that burns with an inner fire all of its own. He wasn't always this way. He tried to master an ability called cosmic awareness, the power to perceive everything that's happening in the universe. It overwhelmed him, and now he's screw it. I don't know what he is. I doubt he knows he either anymore. And consign you to the gods of Pama, for your having died valiantly in battle, a death that the Kree appreciate above anything else. So say we all. So say we all. Mount up, men. Let's find whoever or whatever did this, and do it to them. No one shall be allowed to exploit these people, at least not until we've had a chance to exploit them. Well said, Colonel. I know it was well said, Private Uni. Do you believe my self-esteem rests on you? No, Colonel, I don't. Good, because lest you've forgotten, we have more than enough Inferno charges to dispense with at least one more trooper. Clear, Private Uni? Perfectly, sir. Good. They're coming. Getting quite closer, actually. Go out and greet them, my people. You mean we can leave? You'll let us go out of this room? My friends, you act as if I'm some sort of warden. I've simply kept you here for your own safety, but I haven't forced you to remain, have I? Oh, wait, now that I think of it, I may have. You know, it's hard to keep track of everything when you're keeping track of everything. Yes, all right. Go to. What a great bunch they are. Wouldn't you say, Rick? Oh, my God. Is something wrong? Well, I suppose that's a stupid question. There's obviously a slew of things wrong, but he spoke to me. Who? Marv, listen to me. You got a toink. God damn. What an odd little man.
Good with the comedic timings.
Uh-huh. The doors are wide open. Looks like a trap to you, Captain Bod. I don't think so. No, it's almost textbook. Called an old soldier's instinct, sir. I think something else happened here. Something none of the locals expect. Weapons up! Full frontal assault, Captain Bod. Looks like your instincts are lost a bit of their edge. Prepare to... Sir, they are not attacking! Listen to them! Save us! Keep them away from us! Our liberators praise them! Praise them to the highest! This is exactly the sort of reception I'm used to getting. You, tell me what's happened here. Is this all of you that's left? There are more of us back in the city, but they're afraid to leave. They think it's a trick of our ruler. Your ruler? Who would that be? He calls himself Captain Mar-Vell. There's a name I thought never to hear again. Marv? No Marv here. Are you all right? You were shouting, and well, I'd hate to think I'm spending time in a cave with a madman. We're all mad here. Marv, Earth to Marv. Right, okay, not Earth. Rick to Marv. Marv, come speak to me. Is this Marv a god of yours? You know, once I would have laughed at the idea, but let's see. He's attuned to the cosmos. He holds my fate in his hands, and when I speak to him, I have no clue if he's listening. I'm not laughing anymore. Want some water? I gather snow and let it melt inside this. No, thank you. I don't understand any of this. Yeah, I know what you mean. And you know what I don't understand? When I came to Shinga Doom looking for answers, hoping he had some way out of this mess he could suggest, a cosmic level being showed up and squashed Shinga Doom. It said it was no one, then disappeared. But every time I've tried to leave since then, Mr. No One has prevented it with an avalanches, quakes, all manner of fun. Well, that's your point. My point is, Mr. No One could have offed me at any time. I'm thinking he didn't for a reason. And I'm wondering if you're that reason. Why do you think that? Just a sudden flash of insight. Yeah, that tends to happen when I'm around. So tell me, what's happening with Marv, Rick? Aha! You knew my name, but I haven't told you to you. I knew there was more to you then. You said Rick to Marv. I assumed that made you Rick. Oh, right. You appear to perceive different worlds through this Marv's eyes, yes? Yeah. In other circumstances, that would be considered madness. Here, it's an interesting diversion. So, Marv, son of a, what is it? Blast from the past, lady. Blast from the past. I want to double check this character actually existed before. Just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, first appearance. Fighting someone that's getting retconned in. Well, a blast from the past. Welcome to my world. So, you're the pup calling himself Captain Mar-Vell these days. Not simply calling himself. I am Captain Mar-Vell. Save the posturing for the rest, and boy, I'll have no truck with it. Until his time on Earth polluted his soul, warped his sense of destiny, Captain Mar-Vell was one of the finest soldiers ever trained in the service of the Kree. Really? And you know this how? Because I'm Captain n00bs, and I'm the one who trained him. I see. Other officers wouldn't have anything to do with him because he was a white-skinned Kree. But me, I always say it's all about what a man has inside, not on the surface. A good policy. He was quick. He was a quick, eager pupil. He developed into a formidable fighter and a brilliant tactician. He became like a son to me. I suppose that makes me your grandson. You think that is funny? No, I don't. I had no intention of any topaz dying when I decided to rule this world. I chose it at random. It was a chaotic world rife with infighting and civil war. I wanted to control the discord, make sense of things, see if it was possible on a small scale before trying something bigger. The topaz attacked me, but I didn't kill them. Their bullets ricocheted off of my shield. They killed themselves. It's important you understand this. Important? Why? So that when I kill you, you'll appreciate it. Ah! Shoot him! See, here's the thing. My father is dead. He died as a result of fighting a lunatic named Nitro. And if you're the one who trained him, then the way I see it, his death is your fault. Because if you trained him better, he'd have lived. And if he had lived, my mother wouldn't have resorted to scientific means to create a son in his image, which means I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't have the dirty insanity that is the entirety of the damn universe. So, as you see, we have some issues, you and I. And in a way, there's surface issues. And I, like you, believe it all is all about a matter what a man has inside, not on the surface. Here, let me show you what you have inside. Oh God, I'm gonna... Rick's what? Oh dear, let me guess. Your species doesn't normally void food out of its mouth. I know these are odd circumstances, Colonel, but if you look beyond them, you'll see the potential I offer. There's clearly much I still need to learn about maintaining order and discipline, and I think I see now that this army is where I need to be. Because my father was a Kree, I prefer to be your army. As you see, it's taken no time for me to fix the rips in the uniform. I wear it well, don't you think? So, Colonel, what say you? There's only one thing I can say. Welcome to the Imperial Kree Army, Captain Mar-Vell. Peace!
Wow.
Now we're going to have Ivan Rice do the artwork. And like I told you last time stream, the colorist, even though you can still tell they're different than the art, the coloring keeps it matching.
Exactly. Right. Because you really couldn't tell even from this first page.
Yeah, I mean, there's some obviousness,
Yeah,
but
his
less
faces, of course.
toony.
Right.
But still, the coloring makes it seamless. And it's the feel of it, the curve, the subtleness, the firmness, the body beneath your touch as you join with it, and the fingering. Well, the fingering has to be just right. Ding, 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 ding. And the neck, can't emphasize the importance of that enough. You want sweet music, you have to concentrate on the neck. And then once she's yours, completely yours, you go for it. So what? Does he saying a woman's it's like a guitar?
Well, yes, because there is a song that compares a woman's body to a guitar.
True.
Yeah.
Captain Mar-Vell. Captain Mar-Vell, the Colonel wants to know if you're in there. Yes. He also want to know if his mistress was there. Yes. Yes. Well, the Colonel wishes to see you immediately. Does he now? Yes, sir. Well then, why they keep him waiting? Captain Mar-Vell, the young lady. You mean Saria? Yes. Is she dead? Well, yes, I was wondering that. No, she's not. Oh, well, that's not yet, but the day is young. Okay, Rick, party's over. Come on. Rick, did you hear me? Yeah. So are you going to tell them to leave or shall I? Girls, leave. Buckwheat, now. You are wonderful tonight, Rick. And good luck with the rest of the tour, Rick. I love you, Rick. You know, Rick? No, I don't. I don't know who you are. You came and led me down the mountain. Don't know how. I'm writing songs like I never have before. Don't know why. I play music with passion and fire that makes strong men weep and women crave me. Don't know why. You've built a life, a career for me here in the microverse. Don't know why or how. All I know is I want you so much it's killing me. You never kissed me or touched me or even told me your damn name. Epiphany. And Virat, she is. Literally. You know how we have death and eternity? You know, the character death. We've seen death before.
Oh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And eternity, the embodiment of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
She's Epiphany. Literally.
Oh, okay.
She is literally Epiphany.
I see.
Captain Mar-Vell. Done with my mistress? If the Colonel wishes it. If the Colonel, you seduced her away from me. Supremer, take your soul. Yes, sir, I did, sir. She never stood a chance, really. When we part ways, as is inevitable, she will not be able to find another man who can pleasure her in the way one possessed with cosmic awareness can. The knowledge of what she can never have again will, in time, destroy her. If the Colonel wishes, I can kill her now, spare her that hardship, and give you some vengeful satisfaction. Shall I, sir? You're half Cree, half Titan, old bastard! Do you know that, Captain Mar-Vell? Yes, sir. I am to leave immediately for spatial coordinates 18Y by 284X. Intelligence indicate that the Shi'ar have established a listening post there. The energy signatures of any approaching vessels would be immediately detected. The Colonel believes I am the only one who can infiltrate the area undetected. Mar-Vell, it's a suicide mission. If they suspect you're coming, they will try to kill me. Yes, perhaps they will succeed. My death, that would be unexpected. Not very orderly. The ramification would be intriguing. I don't want you to die. You're pregnant. But that's not pasta. We'll speak of this later. Or not. Alert! Alert! He knows. Advise in termination. Negative. He'll be dealt with. Marv? No answer. Figures. Too busy buying Cosmic Psycho Boy. Fine. Whatever. Marv's doing fine without me. I'm fine without him. Everything is. Wait, how'd I get here? Whoever here is was in my dressing room after the concert. And what'd she say her name was? Epiphany. What are you playing at? What am I playing at? I could ask the same of you. In fact, I have. So as father, do not bring him into this. He's already in it, and we all are. I know that voice. Where do I know that? Oh my God, of course, it's him! Someone's awake. Oh, after your ill-advised Congress, I'm surprised he can still move or think. Who is that? That's the voice of whatever it was that stranded me on that mountain. Mr. No One. I ask questions for which you clearly already know the answer. Rick, this may not be the wisest. Screw wisest. I want to know what's going on. Do you? Really? Where is he? Where is Captain Mar-Vell? I would seem... Okay, this is Eliandra, and the one problem I will give to the whole thing here, she never acts like Eliandra. At all. From X-Men. She's from the Shi'ar. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Yeah, you have to give me a little rundown.
I'll put it this way. She is one of the great loves of Xavier.
Okay.
That should say a lot. And she's supposed to be the good ruler of the Shi'ar.
Okay.
But anyway, I would like to know, it would seem he knows we intend an ambush. Even if he does know, we shall still be able to dispatch him. We are the pride of the Shi'ar, after all, while he is merely a Cree. And a half-breed at that. That is true, but a half-breed of tremendous strength. His activities in recent weeks alone, allied with the Cree army, threatened to destabilize the entire region, and he wields power that is, by all reports, beyond measure. It's all deference, Commander. Okay, maybe it's not Eliandra, but she's been designed like her. It's why it keeps throwing me off. Because she is designed just like her. In fact, let me look it up.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There's a good one. No, wait, not a good one. Here we go. No, it's too small. I'm trying to find a big one. Don't you hate when you're doing a Google image search and you think it's a big one, but ends up being a small one?
Yes.
Even when you have it set for large, and then because it's going by the measurement, if it's tiny, it's tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Now look at the woman here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hold on. Look at the woman here.
Oh yeah, that's a very similar design.
That why? So you see why that messes me up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In fact, let me double check which issue this was. This is issue 4. All right. I'm just double checking. Captain Mar-Vell. Oh, volume 5, not 4. Oh nope, it's just a commander, but she looks so much like Eleandra. That's why it keeps throwing me off.
Yeah, she does. I mean, you can see a little difference because,
Like the blackness between her armor.
right, and the
That's
face,
true. That's true.
the black like tattoo markings or whatever on her face. Those are the
Yeah.
differences. But the headpiece and
The
just the whole
little yeah.
right.
Yep. Still no sign of it. Still no sign of him. No, Commander. I wonder. Wonder what, Commander? For all you doubt the veracity of the reports, Sub-Commander, I acknowledge that the specific strain credibility they seem to indicate a being capable of manipulating not only light and energy, but on a limited basis, space-time itself. I wonder if he would be capable of warping space so as to elude all detection devices entirely until he was in our very midst. When one is cosmically powered, anything is possible. It certainly provides food for thought. All hands, he's here, fire at will. You should bring up cosmic power. There are some who care very little about such things. Astonishingly, they feel matters of cosmic importance are too vast for them to comprehend or even care about. They don't understand that even cosmic matters are grounded in very mundane issues. For instance, Terrans tell of an ancient king who beheld a married woman and lusted for her, committed adultery, and got her pregnant. And the pregnancy couldn't be covered up because the woman's husband, Uriah, was a warrior preparing for battle and so abstained from sex. Might want to watch those ricochets off my energy shield, by the way. Gah, gah! You know, I could strike back at you using my photonic blasting powers, but I couldn't control them enough to avoid annihilating you all. All right, actually I could. I just wouldn't want to. It's important you know your limits when your power is limitless. So, back to Uriah. To cover his own ass, the king sent Uriah into the front lines of battle, anticipating he would be killed, which he was. Then the king was free to marry the woman, adulterous pregnancy deftly concealed. But there were consequences. There always are. Hello, you're the one in charge. Now listen carefully. You can't trap me. Can't stop me. You can't kill me. Take that message back to your princess. Tell her I send my love. You send your love? Captain, have you lost your mind? Very possibly, sir. You had a brace of Shi'ar at your mercy, and you didn't destroy them? I hadn't been ordered to, sir. I had no desire to overstep myself. I see. To whom are your loyalties, Captain Mar-Vell? The Kree Imperial Army, sir. Let's test that, shall we? Stand up, Sharia. I'm under the impression, Captain, that you believe I sent you into some sort of trap. No, it was a genuine recon mission. It became a trap because of her. It turns out Lita Saria is a Shi'ar spy. We caught her transmitting specifics of your mission. Explains a great deal, does it not? She likely switched her interest from me to you, not out of some misbegotten romance or physical preference, as a result of orders from her superiors. Odd that her true allegiance slipped past someone purporting to be cosmically aware. Yes, it is. It makes me question your allegiance, except I've seen you annihilate too many enemies on our behalf. I'm willing to chalk this up to the notion that if love makes fools of us all, those of us who are cosmically aware can simply be made cosmic fools. Very generous, sir. Understand, Captain, I was not sanguine about taking you on. I would have disposed of you at the first opportunity. but no less than the Supremer himself said your newfound loyalty should be exploited. I am testing that loyalty now. As you wish, Colonel. Take your weapon and shoot her. Shoot her? Yes. Captain Mar-Vell, you don't have to. Yes. Yes, I do. There are consequences to all things. And a chain of command. That's how order is in an insane world it's kept. Point of information, Colonel. Shoot her or kill her. Kill her. 3 shots. 1 in the head, 1 in each heart. 3 shots. Yes, sir. Captain, no, don't kill me. Don't. Blam, blam, blam. He killed them instead. This is unfortunate. Disobeying a direct order is an offense demanding the most severe punishment available. Oh, well, thank God that's over. Captain, no! But he's energy. He can't die.
Right.
Here lies Genis, Captain Mar-Vell, hero, friend, traitor. He tried his best. Well, this is annoying. Well. Welcome back to the land of the living. Epiphany. Why is my voice so raspy? Because you haven't used it in about a month. A month? But Marv, he shot himself. He should be dead. Yes, but he's not dead. Well, yes and no. Okay, I've had enough of this. Enough of these games. Enough of not knowing what's happening. Who was that half-starved guy you were talking to? Why was he dressed like me? Because if this involves some evil alternate version of myself, I'm gonna whoop. Did I forget to mention that you haven't been using your legs much either in all that time? Oh. To put your mind at ease, the half-starved guy was my brother. He bore a resemblance to you because he tends to appear to people informed in concepts they can understand. Oh yeah, so who's your brother? God. No. And yes. Nice outfit. Looks vaguely familiar. Thank you. Ordinarily, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing white after Labor Day, but you've just been caught dead, have I? Odd. One would think it'd feel substantially different from being alive, but then I guess you'd be the expert. So, Father, how's the whole death thing working out for you? Not what I expected, truthfully. Then again, neither was life. So I suppose there's some consistency there. I'm curious. If I'm dead, why did I do something physical such as break out of the ground? There's a difference between dead and ghost. So I'm a vampire, a demon, something that goes bump in the night? Look inward, Genis. You can answer that yourself. No. See, clawing my way out of the grave doesn't leave me in an introspective mood. That won't work, son. See, it's an energy weapon. And you and I, we are energy. See, people fear death, but they shouldn't, because energy can never be destroyed, not even by the passing of life. To die is simply to experience another of energy becoming another form. But that doesn't take away from one's link with the universe. In fact, that link becomes stronger, purer, in fact. You see, life drags you down in so many ways. You become burdened with all the expectation, all the heartache and sorrows that are part and parcel of the mortal realm. When you die, however, the energy that you were and are will be all returned to the part of the great universal constant. And once that happens, Genis, why then there are wonders that you can... I'm sorry, were you saying something? No? Good. Now listen, you don't No! Oh, no, I completely understand. Golf! I don't think you understand, though. I just don't care. What I care about is that I spent the majority of my life trying to live up to your memory and ideals. You became an icon, an ideal, something to be aspired to, but never actually to be achieved. You knew that, didn't you? Did you enjoy watching from energy heaven, seeing me ricochet from this to that, to the other things, and endless search of trying to be you? It's been serially amusing in a cosmically more masturbatory sort of way, Jen. And all along you knew the truth of it, that I'd come up short because I could never be you, and I had no clue who I was. Like watching a race in a maze with all the exit sealed. And the question isn't whether he'll get out. The question is, how crazy will he go trying to get out? Answer, pretty damned. I don't want to hurt you. Oh, good. I thought I knew rage. I mean, I hung out with the Hulk, for God's sake. I thought I knew what pure, undiluted fury was. I've never seen anything like that. And what Mars does to his father. Never, ever. It makes the Singing in the Rain sequence from Clockwork Orange look like a third-grade ballet recital. Ugh, does it hurt, Dad? Ugh, yes, yes, I think so. Terrans have a saying about that. They have lots of sayings, actually. No pain, no gain. Father, why dost thou have forsaken me? Misery loves company. I think they have so many sayings so they can avoid actually having to think about anything. In any event, there's one that's particularly applicable here. You always hurt the one you love. Dad, I love you a lot. He's gone. What do you mean gone? I've lost him. Lost Marv. All the things I saw him do. The atrocity, the coldness, was all of it. Still thought I could get him back somehow. Make things the way they were. But I can't. It's done. Finished. Stick a fork in it. How do you say that? Because I know. Marv has this cosmic awareness thing. I have my own awareness. All polished up and spiffy from the host of super types I've hung with throughout the years. You do it long enough, run in those circles, and you see the pattern of things. See the way they work and the way they don't. They've stopped working for Marv. I just didn't want to see it. But now I have. And I know what I have to do. You have to kill him. Oh, he may have thought he took care of that, but he didn't. All he did was prove to himself that he was beyond the need of a physical body, or that his physical body is beyond the needs he's familiar with. He has other needs now. He just doesn't know what they are. And when, not if, but when he finds them, every living thing will pay. See, it's starting already. They hear his screams everywhere. Everywhere. It's a primal scream. Happens every now and then when a truly cosmic being gets his knickers in a twist. It killed the dinosaurs, made humanity afraid of the dark, and annihilated half of Europe in the guise of the Black Plague. Cuts the core of everything that is and was and will be. How do I know that? Because I do. And so does he. Let's go for a walk. I had no idea I looked that good in a cape. Do you know who I am? No, which annoys me, since I feel as if I should, particularly since I'm cosmic aware. Since I don't know you, I'm forced to conclude that I am beyond the cosmos, outside its perimeters and parameters. Yes, I'm curious though. Did you make me insane? Yes. Does that upset you? No, no, not at all, as it turns out. Losing one's mind is like going on a permanent vacation, but without having to worry how much to tip to help. What on earth? Yes, you seem to have an affinity for this world. I thought it best to explain it in this context. This child spent an hour using clay to make a present of an ashtray for his father. The clay got in the carpet. The father punishes him for it. This man's father not only was in the stadium when he dropped his game-winning pass, but he lost a significant amount of money on a bet. He'll blame the son. Here, the son took over the family's business, trying his best, although he was unfit to do so. He ran it into the ground. In this place, a man is convinced he must complete his work his father began, both to make the old man happy and also to validate his own worth by doing a superior job. Every other reason he provides for his action is mere rationalization. This is an intriguing case. This man was a father figure to a younger man, now grown, but he disapproved of the younger man choosing to marry out of the religion. The rejection devastated the younger man. Current headlines and questionable psychiatric practices resulted in recovered memories and accusation. This man's reputation is now ruined. In a way, you have to admire animals for their purity. A new alpha lion killed his rival. Now he devours the offspring of his rival. No false stepfather bonding allowed in the Veld. In order to grow, a son must reject his father sooner or later, for the father, faced with rejection or disappointment in his offspring, rejects the son. Sometimes they reconnect later on, but the wound runs deep and poison flows from it. It's a universal constant, and from it flows all the fundamental chaos and disorder that you find so appalling. And why precisely is it a universal constant? Because my father rejected me. And who would he be? I thought you never asked. Look, it's a smile! See?
Okay, I see it.
It's
So
hard
it's
to see
kind of
it, but when you
small.
look at it, it's there. This is him, or rather a representation of him. His name is Eternity. Eternity, whose very essence compromises the entirety of the known universe, does say, Eternity is your father. Yes, and you would be entropy, the thing that falls apart, the center that cannot hold. Entropy, the and doer am I, at your service. Or I at yours? Just so. And how precisely am I to be at your service? The universe will end eventually, but I tire eventually. I put it out and myself out of our misery now. I could, however, use your help. It's about bloody time. And remember, I told you before that when we went over Silver Surfer, how that was so complicated, but here it shows how simple it can be. Finally, we're here because it's already done.
Oh, okay.
You hear it? All the nothing. Oh, by the way, this was Crisscross's final issue.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we have Paul Medina doing this. All the nothing. Isn't it glorious? So peaceful, so serene. You know, the New York transit system discovered the subways could actually keep to their schedule as long as they didn't pick up or discharge passengers. The damn people were screwing everything up, smallest to largest. What works on a mundane level works cosmically as well. Rick, you've been quiet for ages, relatively speaking. Rick, you can do the mind thing if it'll make you feel better. You worked so hard to perfect it, after all. Leave him alone, Captain. Can't you see he's blaming himself for failing to kill you and save the universe? Yes, I know. But he shouldn't be. Rick, you shouldn't be. I mean, think of all the times you saved the universe before. Just because you failed spectacularly this go around doesn't invalidate all your previous efforts. Truth is, the universe was living on borrowed time. The thing with borrowed time is, inevitably, the lender wants it back. Go away. Rick, the truth is, the universe really did end with a whimper. Eternity didn't want to keep going. Didn't you tell that? If he had, do you think Entropy and I could have bound him so easily, or at all? And right before I crushed him, like this, do you know what his final thought was? Wait for me, Marv. I swear to God, his final thought was, at last. Rick, did it ever occur to you the reason there were so many wars and strife everywhere is because the cosmos was already in its death throes? All life is like a cancer, slowly eating away at the pure essence of everything. And now it's done. You should be glad. Glad? Glad! Ugh! Rick, love, you shouldn't have. You know what it does to you. Had to do something. Well, that's just so you, isn't it, Rick? Had to do something. I have to admit, the ability you developed to use our silence to create searing pain, that's a heck of a trick. Remarkable combination of determination, mental focus, willpower. Epiphany helped you achieve it, of course. If it makes you feel better, it did slow me down while Entropy and I were busy ending everything. It didn't stop me. Be content, Rick. After all, I could have let you fade oblivion with the rest of the microverse. Instead, I used our molecular link to preserve you. Well, a molecular dispersed you, but you nevertheless. I care about you. You care? Rick, at this point, I spoke to you for months, and you didn't reply. You acted as if I didn't matter. You supposedly know everything, but clearly don't give a damn about anything. You do things for no discernible reason, and you destroy life at a whim. Yet I'm supposed to believe you care? What kind of sick bastard are you? I believe the technical term is God. You're no God. Well, of course I am. Haven't you been paying attention to my acts? Let's get a second opinion. Entropy, you think I'm a God? Take your time forming an answer. You have nothing but time. Or we would if time hadn't stopped. Entropy, what ails you? You've achieved your ambition. You ended all that is. Well, we did. You fulfilled your function to which you were born. You're out of your eternal father's shadow. And yet, is this all there is? Well, yes. Entropy is, after all, matter and energy degrading to an ultimate state of inert uniformity. What did he expect to exist at the end of everything? Different strokes reruns? Come on, Entropy. The sheer weight of existence, the collective Empyrean homing of all living things was as much a raging cacophony in your very essence as it was in mine. So now, here you are, enveloped in peace, quiet serenity. You have everything you wanted. So what's the problem? His problem, Marv, is that he's discovered that sometimes you can have everything and wind up with literally nothing. Isn't that right, Entropy? You were so bent on the challenge of destroying our father that you didn't give any thought as to what would happen if you succeeded. Perhaps deep down, you didn't really expect to, but you have. So now what? I don't know. You don't know? Perfect. The transdimensional mortal is correct. I have everything, but nothing. Two realities, mutually exclusive, yet side by side. You end everything, and now you start whining about it. I'm simply pondering what meaning my continued existence could have. You could create something. Don't be absurd, Rick. Entropy's very essence is to destroy. And we cannot change what we are. Why not? You were saying that change. Not really. Insanity is simply sanity taken to new levels. Now, if you create something, did you say? It is an interesting notion. What think you, Captain? Well, as I said, it goes against your nature. On the other hand, since all of existence ended, it could be argued you no longer have a nature. So if you desire to create rather than uncreate, there's really no reason you couldn't. A new concept. This is most stimulating. I have had no new concept since ever. But what can I create? I am not accustomed to thinking in such way. That's easy. Any creative person can answer that. Right? What you know. What I know. All I know is what my father was. Use that. I suppose nothing would be lost if I did. After all, if it is not to my liking, I can always destroy it again. The very act of creation is alien to me. Some sort of energy discharge would be appropriate. I should think where to begin. Where to begin? I can tell you that. In the beginning. Bang! It is good. Okay, someone want to walk me through this? That's eternity, isn't it? But where'd entropy go? And why am I back in the microverse? This is entropy, Rick. He destroyed the father only to become the father. Yes, I get it. Cycle. I am the alpha and omega. My own beginning. My own. I said I get it, all right? We're drowning in symbolism down here. So it was all predestined? This was all some huge game with a fixed ending? Everything is predestined, Rick. Right up until the moment it happens. At which point it's anybody's guess. And there's no God. The universe was created by beings like this. That depends, Rick, on whose huge game you believe we're playing. See what I mean? Know how instant?
Yeah, yeah.
Which do you prefer? The more complicated, dramatic one? Or this? Can it serve the point for the story?
Maybe this one or
It's hard. They're both two very different ways.
exactly. It's I like complications. I do. It all depends on the execution.
Obviously, the other reason is that was tying into Secret Wars. This was a gunner one that you knew wasn't ever going to last.
Right. Well, if it's the quick and easy way, then by all
Yeah,
means, like go with that. Yeah.
it is all as it was, Captain. Right up until the point when you start and when it all started for you. The only thing that hasn't changed is you, yourself, so you can remember all this and this. Now, don't you have other places to be? Excuse me, you shouldn't be doing that. Shooting a helpless woman, even if she did try to pull you up, just not right. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's too late to save the alien soldier or the people from the Badoon, but trying to be everywhere can just make you crazy. So instead, I'll concentrate on making it onto another world in time to save the future Messiah. No, please don't! Don't! Boom! Did you have to blast him out of existence, Marv? If I simply wounded him, he'd have recovered and come after her at a later date. Now, however, she's safe to pursue her destiny of becoming the greatest peacemaker in the history of. Oh my God! What have I done? What have I done? The terrorist woman whose life I saved. She commits suicide while in police custody. As revenge, friends of hers blow up in the police station, killing 27, including the husband of that woman who I stopped from killing the terrorist. The baby's father dead, and this girl, now the one I just saved, the future peacemaker. After she eventually died, massive schism over interpretations of her philosophies divide her acolytes. Love becomes hatred. Peace becomes war. Massive galaxy-shaking war, the likes of which have never. I should go back and kill her. That's it. Kill her myself. But if I do, then. But her teachers do wind up saving millions. Millions more die. Which millions do I save? And uh-oh. Just a moment. There you are. Hello?
Okay, yeah, it sort of paused, and then I
Oh, where
guess
did you
you
lose
had to
me?
refer. Um, Probably no, not there. I think it was this page.
I'm not going to read it all again. I'll just simply say
No.
he's preventing what happened before from happening, saving the woman and saving the girl. But then he snapped as he now realizes things got worse in both of them. When the peacemaker eventually died, she and then there'll be schisms, and that would be even worse. And now he's wondering, like, what do I do? What do I do? Marv, step out of it. Marv, oh God, not again. Marv, say something. Say something. Marv. And he's somehow went back to his other costume when he shouldn't have.
Oh
And
wow,
that's the end of that arc.
wow.
What did you think?
That was again. It
Very
felt
different.
so. It was from what we were reading before. It was so like comedic. Really. You had the couple drama, the
Mm-hmm.
romantic drama. You had just getting to know the character and and
Yep.
um and those types of conflicts. But this is more like a
Character
mental
driven.
character driven and a mental and emotional breakdown to
Yeah.
where now he's completely cracked.
I'll say this. Genis becomes insufferable. It's good. It is a game where you're going to love it or hate it. You probably already
Um,
got that vibe, right?
yeah, yeah,
You definitely got that vibe. It's either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it.
yes, yes. It's definitely giving me that because of the again, it's going into the mental, conflict here.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. It's going to go and going forward. It's going to be more of a case of, is he really insane, or is he now just being completely childish and using insanity as an excuse so he doesn't have to answer for anything?
Uh, well, yeah,
It's basically the case where he loved being insane so much. He was properly insane, driven by entropy. But now
hmm
it's a case where he loved the excuse that gave, the thrill and everything he had, that he's going to keep on going forward with it.
yeah,
And
I see.
poor Rick's along for the ride.
Yeah, that is what I'm really interested in seeing. Like, how is Rick going to react if he can, or
Yep. But yeah, and like I said before, the artwork is just so good with the consistency thanks to the colorist.
hmm
Like here, it is very different. Like even here, seeing those that redone page from earlier, but yeah, it's
Right,
still similar enough because of the coloring.
exactly.
And Epiphany, this is not the last we'll see of her, and she ain't a good person. You probably figured that out already,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But what'd you see about this whole arc?
As I said, it's very it started out very mellow like, but it had that underlying action there, and you can tell it is very much going to, delve into the mental and emotional conflicts. But yeah,
Yeah.
for it to go that far deep was a very interesting take.
Yep. Although the other thing is, it did feel a little disjointed, though, didn't it?
A little bit, it felt like it didn't know which direction to really go into, you
Yeah.
know.
Like here, they don't really explain how Genis is still alive. What that really gets father. I personally say that wasn't Mark. His being alive was because of him being energy. The scene with his father was entirely entropy.
Yeah, it
That's what I think.
yeah, but I think it needed that story beat,
Mm-hmm.
so
Just to show how far he's gotten.
right.
I would say for Chris Kratz' last issue, it was that's his image especially.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this only works with this coloring. Would you
Yeah,
agree with that? This only works with this coloring. Otherwise, it'd be too horrific.
right. Right.
Because
Because
the coloring here really makes it all blend in. Whereas they use a simpler color palette, it would just be like, ugh. I mean,
Yeah.
here it's
This
still like, oh God, but at least the coloring makes it again blend.
honestly, you couldn't tell so much of what it was. So yeah, I'm not as creeped out because honestly, yeah, if it was colored any way, I would be like, Robert, please hurry up and turn the page.
I know exactly. I mean, here you gotta really focus on it to see it all
Exactly, and I'm not focused, so.
because of the star field.
Mhm.
The star field helps that.
Mhm.
Now, what do you think about this idea of of entropy and everything, and the whole thing with fathers?
Um,
Obviously, it's a
it,
one-sided point of view.
it is, but it is, something that, well, you saw in the first um section of the
Mhm.
arc that we
Yep.
went through.
Yep.
So it was like, okay, so this is now the second part, and where again, these two characters are now tied together.
Yep.
So you have to deal with the legacy and everything that comes with that. And
Mhm.
of course, being a woman, I'm not sure, how to explain the whole fatherhood thing.
Right.
But
Obviously,
um,
obviously. But I found it was an interesting idea because there is some truth to it. Like these
yes,
examples, very real examples.
yeah, but you're definitely going to have where just in general the kid is, having that pressure of,
Mhm.
am I good enough to be in your shoes? Can I step out of your shadow? Things like that. And gonna have
Or
that resentfulment.
or doing something in good intention, and because of one of those mess up,
Right,
like this poor kid, he worked so hard, but he could mess up the carpet. So,
right, right.
I mean, obviously, these are not all constant examples.
No, and that's the good thing is that you show the good and the bad, but you still, focus on, well, for this story itself is the bad and the complicated.
Exactly. So, and what do you think about Genis and Marv's new outfit? I
I
love it.
like it. Yeah, I really like it.
It's the expanded Starfield I like best about it.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, we rarely are going to see him without the Starfield going forward.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so this is the start of this era. Off to an interesting start, but you even have to admit, you're starting to see some of the holes already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, especially since it ends in a place where it could just go back to normal, but instead he's going to keep going. That's going to be the problem. He could have ended it here, the insanity start portion, but he's going to keep going.
Yeah, I mean that is part of even with the Supergirl one. It was the same
Mhm.
thing, but I think you've already kind of
Yeah.
alluded to the ending of its entirety, and
Oh yeah.
still whether I'll like it
Oh
or
yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah. But until then, next in a few days we'll be going over the next batch of issues. Yep. Because I went through went through the trades. I am doing each episode in the trade release.
Hmm.
So this is where the first trade ended. So next time will be a couple of short arcs. But yeah, we'll be seeing you all on the next one. Take care.